Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Don. I know it's been a while since I've done a vlog post, but I figured, what the hell, no time like the present. Um, so somewhere in the last few months when everything, I stumbled upon the Retro Game Squad podcast. I mean, I know they're done with it now and everything, so now I'm just catching up on all the back episodes and everything else like that. And I've been really enjoying it. So this is in relation to that. Um, so I was recently listening to their episode that they were doing about like arcade ports for home consoles and everything. And in their general discussion topic, they were talking about they were talking about arcade memories. The memories that they had of like various arcade experiences, everything else like that. And like I said, and so I mean, I kind of had one of my own to kind of share here. Not so much. This didn't take place so much in an arcade, but it does involve an arcade machine. Um, and so, growing up, I we used to go to this pizza place up the road from my parents' house. It's a place called Columbia Pizza, and their pizza was amazing. And it's a shame that they're no longer around. They've been gone for oh shit, probably about 25 years now. And I've struggled to find a pizza that tastes as good as theirs. Believe me, I've looked. But I remember as a kid, we go up there on like a Friday night or something like that, go pick up a pizza, and I remember like begging my mom or begging my dad for a quarter to play the Pac-Man machine, and and of course even then, and mind you, at this point, at the point in my life, I'm like 3, 4 years old, So I mean, of course, while I understand the gist of what I'm doing, I mean, let's face it, I sucked. I sucked royally. But I've always, because of that, I've always had a real fondness for Pac-Man. Love Pac-Man. All the different variants. Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, Junior Pac-Man. God knows I've bought so many different versions of Pac-Man over the years. Between my 2600 version of Pac-Man, my homebrew version of Pac-Man 4K, which is a bit truer of an arcade port for the 2600. I've got Ms. Pac-Man for both the 2600 and the 7800. I've got Junior Pac-Man for the 2600. I've got a homebrew version of Junior Pac-Man for the 7800. I've got Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man for my NES. I've bought some of those like Namco Museum collections over the years and everything for like various consoles. I mean, hell, I've got it for the PS2, and I've got one of those Street Fighter 2 15th anniversary fight sticks and everything, and so I'll plug the fight stick into my PS2 and play Pac-Man. That way, I play it with like an arcade stick, like the way it was meant to be. Um, and then of course, over the years, I bought like Pac-Man Championship Edition and all that stuff. Like I said, I've got Pac-Mania for my Genesis, but there's just something that's always been just so simple and beautiful about Pac-Man. And I mean, as much as I've played thousands of games over the course of my life and everything. I've played some really good ones. I've played some really bad ones. Then there are a handful of games that I go back to on a regular basis. Um, like I said, like I've always had a fondness for the Mega Man franchise and everything. I'll go back and replay the Mega Man games over and over and over again. I've lost count of how many times I've beaten Mega Man 2. I can beat that game with my eyes closed. Metaphorically speaking, I've never actually tried. I'd probably fail miserably if I actually tried. But you understand what I'm saying. But Pac-Man is one of those games that I've gone back to over and over again on like various different consoles, various different variants. Like I said, I've been meaning to pick up Pac-Man 256 for my Xbox One. I've just been lazy. And that and Pac-Man Championship Edition too. Again, I've just been lazy. I've been meaning to pick those up, but but again, it's just I've always had just kind of that attachment to Pac-Man. Like I said, between again playing on that Pac-Man cabinet when I was like 3, 4 years old at Columbia Pizza, or I remember when I was in high school. Excuse me. Surge. No, they're not paying me. I just really love Surge. But I remember even when I was in high school, and it would be me and my brother and some of our friends. We'd go out bowling like every Sunday night. We'd go to the Bowl America right up the road and everything. We'd go bowling every Sunday night. And then we'd bowl a few games, and then we'd hang around the arcade and everything there afterward. I mean, we used to of course we used to play. I used to play a lot of Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. I used to play that game a lot. I used to play a lot of NFL Blitz. I used to play a lot of San Francisco Rush 2049. I used to play that, but like I said, but another machine they always had there that I always liked playing. They had one of those Miss Pac-Man Galaga combo cabinets, and so I pop a quarter in, and I go play myself some Miss Pac-Man. Um, I remember one time with my good buddy Pat, who unfortunately is no longer with us, passed away about 4 or 5 months ago and everything, and Pat, I still miss you, buddy. But I remember one afternoon. This is many, many years ago. This had to have been, oh shit, maybe 10, 11 years ago now. Yeah, probably about. It's 2017 now, so yeah, this was sometime back, maybe 2005, 2006, and we were hanging out at the Vienna Inn one day. Just hanging out. Get a couple chili dogs, a couple of beers, and everything, just hanging out. And of course, what do they have there? A Miss Pac-Man cabinet. So I do what I always do. I went and popped a couple of quarters in there and everything. Went and played myself some Ms. Pac-Man. And and so I do. I attach a lot of great memories to Pac-Man. I you know I even love nowadays. Like I said, there's this pizza place over by my mom and dad's now and everything. They got one of those. I like the cocktail style arcade machines, the tabletop machines. Um, and it's got like 40 some odd games in and everything, like all the classics you can think of. Galaga, Frogger, Donkey Kong, but of course they also have Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man. So let's say, so if I'm up there and I got a couple quarters in my pocket and everything, pop a couple quarters in, I'll play myself some Pac-Man. And it's just one of those games that, even though I've never been exceptionally good at Pac-Man, I'm definitely not breaking any world records and everything. But it's one of those games I've always enjoyed playing. And it's one of those games that gives me a really happy feeling, because it takes me back to a time when life didn't suck. When it was a much more innocent time. Pac-Man, it really does take me back to the 1980s, when in my youth, when again, I didn't have a care in the world. All I cared about at that time was playing with my toys and watching cartoons. I didn't have to worry about any of the bullshit that goes on nowadays. I wasn't concerning myself with Reagan's policies. I couldn't at that point in my life. I couldn't tell you anything about the Iran Contra scandal. Couldn't tell you anything about that. I didn't care. I mean, like I said at the time, like I said, Iran Contra was what, 1985? I was 5 years old at the time. I didn't care about that. I just cared about having fun. And Pac-Man is one of those things where it takes me back to a simpler time, a more innocent time. And it's just one of those games that over the years I've just I've continued to gravitate towards. And that is that is a memory I attach and everything. Again, I just think of those times when I was a kid and everything, and just and like I said, going up there with my mom and dad and everything to like I said, Columbia Pizza and everything, and like I said, begging for a quarter to play Pac-Man. And that was, like I said, it's just one of the things that I think about, and it's one of those things that makes me it kind of makes me miss the good old days. You know what I mean? You know, again, it's just one of those things. Like I said, I mean, with so much drama, so much everything going on in my life nowadays, whatever. Sometimes we do need to take a step back and take a step back to the back when times were simple, when we didn't have a care in the world. They said sometimes that's what we need to do in order to de-stress and feel better about our lives and feel better about ourselves and just feel better about everything. I mean, I know there's a lot of strife and a lot of drama and everything going on in the world nowadays. There's a lot, there's a lot of chaos, a lot of animosity, and and everybody has their viewpoints. Everybody has their reasonings for their positions. And I'm not going to get on a political rant here. I'm not going to deal with that because that's not what this is for. I like I said, I just think sometimes whatever's just important, whatever, just to remember. It's like if y'all ever seen Zombieland. Enjoy the little things. And for me, Pac-Man is one of the little things. It's just it's a simple, nostalgic romp, and it's one of those games, like I said, that even if I don't play particularly well, whatever, it doesn't stop me from wanting to continue to play. Because again, it just takes me back to my happy place, basically. So, all right. I mean, I guess I'm starting to ramble here and everything else like that, but this is something that like I said, I've been thinking about this for the last few days, and like I said, I really wanted to make this video. I know I haven't done a video like this in a while. I haven't done much in the way of uploads at all in a while. Part of it is just a lot going on in life, and a lot of times I'm just tired. And usually, if I'm making any kind of video, usually I'm doing like Facebook Live videos and like some like the private groups I'm in and stuff like that. For my own entertainment, the entertainment of my buddies. So I probably should focus on making some more YouTube videos sometime soon, maybe, possibly. But at the same time, as I've said in other videos, I'm not in this to make money. I do it just for the sake of doing it. As stupid and as pointless as that sounds, whatever, I just do this just to do it. So, anywho, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. But yeah, I just wanted to, again, just gush probably about one of my all-time favorite game series. And I know there's a lot of you out there who feel very similarly to I do, I mean, hell, God, I remember the old Pac-Man cartoon from the 1980s. I remember I used to watch that like I used to watch that all the time, whatever, like every Saturday morning. Had those little books on tape and everything where you had like the little storybook you follow along. And I remember I had Pac-Man. I had probably had a couple of Pac-Man ones and everything. But I remember I had those too growing up and everything, and so I do. I just really love Pac-Man, and so that was kind of the point of all of this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up now and everything. I've been rambling long enough. Um, so y'all have yourselves a great one here. I'll try not to be a stranger. I'll try to, maybe put up some videos a little bit more frequently. But like I said, I really wanted to kind of, put my own thoughts out there, whatever, on that topic and everything. And I just felt like, might as well just put the video out now. Now's as good a time as any. So, anyway, y'all have yourselves a wonderful evening.